So just like that, a 15-yard gift for the Falcons.
They really came at an opportune time because they had the offense on the, well, they had the quarterback on the ropes there, and it came out to be a incomplete pass anyways.
All of a sudden, with 3:12, Falcons knocking on the door in Husky territory from the 44-yard line. Krenzel in the shotgun. You gotta like this, folks. 5 wideouts for the Husky secondary to contend with. Krenzel back to pass. Pressure from the Duke again. Finds a man again. Big hole there. Big gain to the 22-yard line. Guess who? Jeremy Resmer on that one. Some of the wideouts on this team, of course, Resmer, Padalon, Hall, and Oliverio. A talented foursome.
All have a chance to handle the ball already in this first half.
So we have a timeout. 1st and 10, it will be after this timeout for the Ford Falcons driving. It's been an impressive drive here. 3:06 to go, second half of play, 6-0 Huskies.
And with 5 wideouts, and I believe that the Huskies blitzed on that one, and that puts a lot of pressure on the secondary to play their man-to-man, and with this talented core of receivers, that's a big order to fill.
I don't want to sound like a broken record, of course, talking a lot about the Michigan Wolverines, but in this type of game, you know, it really takes you back to the Rose Bowl, January 1st. Ryan Leaf and company come in, Washington State, you know, the 5 and 4 wideout schemes. Boom, they send a man in every time to blitz, and it's a hard system to, you know, beat if you have the talented wideouts, as they so do, and a talented quarterback as well. But you believe the Huskies are indeed doing this well.
I mean, holding them to 0 points in the first half, I mean, that's commendable.
All right, 5 wideouts again. Man, wide open. Oh, a great athletic play there. Down, touchdown there. Number 19, Jeremy Resmer. I'll tell you, the intended receiver right there was intended for number 49, Greg Oliverio. Tipped out of his hands. Great concentration from Resmer into his hands for the touchdown. I'll tell you, that's just great concentration. You can't say enough about it. Your thoughts on that one? Touchdown, Falcons.
Well, it looks like that they were going to collide if one of them didn't catch the ball, so I don't know if he was lost his concentration because he saw his other receiver out of the corner of his eye, so he kind of let up on it, and it was just a good play.
So that missed extra point might come back to haunt the Huskies eventually here. This extra point, booted with an absolute ton of leg. I'll tell you something. I know you don't need a net with that building here, but if I was a kicker, I'd be aiming for that building, I'll tell you. I think a lot of them do.
It's a good landmark, so you might as well try and hit the thing.
Yeah. All the balls that hit it, you'd think it would decay after a while. Trees on this side.
Yeah.
I tell you, they got a little bit of everything here for a high school football stadium. Seriously,
I think it's
though.
a nice facility. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't, even though like most facilities are just like in the backyard of the high school. And
Yeah. Of course, I mean, you look this side, you got a flag, a U.S. flag. You got.
Well, that's not uncommon to see at a football stadium.
But I mean, it's just you got trees, a flag.
Sure.
It's just an all nice around, complete facility.
And Northern can't hang their heads. They got to get right back in this game
Yes.
too. I mean, they did an excellent job thus far. So they got to keep their heads up and keep the intensity going.
Well, 7-6. How big is that missed extra point? Will that come back to haunt them, or do they say, hey, we missed an extra point, that's going to give us desire to come back?
Well, I think you're down any amount of points, it gives you desire to try and get back in this game, either be 1 point or 20 points.
Here's the kickoff taken, and he's going to go around with that one. Gets a block, runs into his own man, though. And he's down right there at the 22-yard line. That's number 34, Brian Robinette. Robinette listed as a 5'8", 135-pound senior. Huskies, of course, had a lot of seniors this year. Always a plus when you get a lot of leadership coming in.
They lost a lot of seniors last year too, so that means it's everyone has to step up and play their part.
Okay, 1st and 10 from the 21. Kemp has to bring this team an awful long way. Can he do it? Watch and see. They give to Evans on a couple fakes. Gets about 6, 7 maybe. They've expected a lot out of Cedric Evans at the beginning of this year on, and he seems to be picking up a lot of yards per carry tonight. Good
I think as the season goes on, you get the momentum rolling, but unfortunately with an 0-3 start, the momentum can't come fast enough.
The Huskies starting with a 1 tight end, 2 wide out, 2 back set, as they've done all game. Flag on the play. They give to Boyer to about the 32-yard line, but I believe that's coming back, folks. You know what was funny about that play right there, Damien? I don't know if you saw it. The play of the penalty is called backfield in motion, and as you saw, they lined up originally. Kemp was the one who actually wanted them to move, so that was interesting
right.
there.
And you can't do that once you're set. You can't.
Right. So it makes it tougher, obviously, with 2 minutes to go, and you got, well, basically the field here to throw. But if anybody can battle back from this one, folks, it's Kevin Kemp. So 2nd and 9 from the 23. They try to give partial run through the tackle and the guard by Cedric Evans for a short gain. So the clock keeps ticking, 1:39 left to go in the first half. Brings up 3rd and 5. Kemp looking at his wristband as he so usually does. Got some plays marked on there. I tell you, if I'm in the defensive line, I'm reading that like a book.
Oh, yeah.
Like you could see it. Cedric Evans from the outside. I was going to say, if he gets around that tackle, you never know. Ford Falcons indicating they indeed have the ball, but no, the ground obviously caused that one. Evans, a minimal gain around the outside, and they will punt. This punt very important, too, with 1 minute to go here.
Try and pin them deep to have...
Number 12, Ryan Zach, listed as the backup quarterback on the team, as well as number 19, Jeremy Resmer. Duke Campbell almost blocked. They send a man in there.
Nice punt.
There's a fumble, and he's just going to fall on it as a smart move there. Lost a bit of yards on it. The 23. Ryan Zach dropped that one.
Second time we've seen almost unfortunate play by the Falcons receiving team.
Ryan Zach listed as 6'2", 170 pounds. Senior on this club.
But that's what the Huskies needed, is a good boot by Campbell to pin the Falcons deep.
And I'll tell you something.
The length of the field.
It was an especially good boot for Campbell, who adjusted to that rush. I almost thought that was going to be blocked. They sent the man in.
And he didn't hesitate. Good poison stood in there. Got his steps down and let one go.
Well, folks, this is going to end the first half of play. As you see, Krenzel kneeling. So, yeah, there's the play clock will continue to run. So that's going to be basically it for the first half of play. Damien, since we have a little bit of time here, your thoughts on this first half? 7-6.
Well,
what do you make of what happened here and maybe the second half?
Well, I think that the Husky defense did a pretty good job of keeping the offense in check. I know that the offense of the Falcons has the momentum going into halftime with scoring on their last drive and taking a knee on this one. So the Falcons also have to be happy of the progress of starting out pretty slow, but then gelling together and getting there.
Okay, so that's halftime. Halftime here at Memorial Stadium, folks, with your score at the half. The Henry Ford Falcons 7 and the Port Huron Northern Huskies 6. You're watching CPHS Channel 6, your home of high school boys football action. I'm the Big D, Derek Wark. Joining me, Damian Pollock tonight. We'll see you second half, folks.
Drum majors, is your band ready? I love that salute. Take it away, North